Okay, awesome. So welcome everybody to your Zoom yoga. It's 2021 now, and we're going to do some yoga together. So this week, please stretch up as we're talking, any seated pose, and just start to reach up and over. This week is Shiva Ratri week, so this is a time to connect to the element in the thought of the vast sky and the cosmic energy, which is our how you feel when you're most peaceful, when you've been meditating too. Let's start with our neck release and welcome. I'm Saraphina, if we haven't met. And let's take a hand across to opposite shoulder. We'll start by squeezing and releasing just gently the top of this trapezius muscle, rolling the shoulder back. Squeeze like you're squeezing water out of a sponge. Take the ear away from where you're working here and deep, deep, easy breath. In through the nose. Let's go out the mouth. And feel luxurious as your shoulder rolls back and coming up the neck a little bit. Gentle here. Keep that shoulder rolling back. Takes a few breaths to really let go of the tension here. But this self-release, doing this the past year, has made a huge difference um, in a big knot that I used to have in this area on the other side, and it's just not there anymore. So really great. Also giving a shout out to, if you guys need a massage, just Google Eleanor's Magic Hands. Eleanor's on this Zoom Live as it's being recorded, and she is such an amazing massage therapist. I can't say enough about her. Let's brush that down the arm. Brush, brush, brush. Eleanor's Magic Hands. It's my little ad for the day. Throw it out. Let's do the other side. So reaching across to the opposite shoulder, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Let's take ear away. Give it a deep breath. Taking time out for yourself right now. Good job. It will be well worth it. Squeeze and release, rolling that shoulder back and the ear away. Take a big sigh when you're ready. Big breath in, out with a big sigh. So one of the great qualities of walk up the neck, of connecting with the cosmic energy, or what's called in the yogic tradition, Shiva, is feeling peacefulness. And when we feel that peacefulness deeply inside, maybe it comes from peace in our body, coming to peace in the mind, peace in the emotions, being settled. This vibration comes out and we become creators of peace in the world. It's the most beautiful thing about Shiva energy, I think. Let's brush down the arm, brush, 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 and get rid of it. And then we will do some Shiva mudras. So taking the right hand to Pataka, both hands to Pataka. Let's just start. In Pataka, which is from Indian classical dance, the hands are stretched back, the palms forward. And the thumbs are slightly tucked in. So we get a nice stretch to the hand. Welcome if that's Liat. I think that might be joining. Good morning. We're recording, so I can't see you. But anyway, tucking the hand in, we'll keep the right hand in Pataka. The left hand will come to Astadola. Astadola is like resting maiden. Shoulder, elbow, wrist in a nice cascade down like a flowing waterfall. So taking the right hand to Pataka, we'll just draw this left hand about here in Astadola. So first, both hands to Astadola, shake it out. Bring the right hand back to Pataka, stretch the palm, think Om sound out the hand. And now we're honoring Lord Shiva here, bringing the hand across. Good. It can be any religion, honor Lord Shiva, it's okay. And let's do, just for yoga purposes, this is not the dance, but let's do the other side to be balanced. Left hand in Pataka, right hand in Astadola, bringing it over. Slide it over like you're a mannequin. Boom. And now what this represents is giving a blessing, like boons. So this week, I welcome you, let's roll shoulders back, to write down, to find silence, be in silence. Write down what you want to offer on the planet or what your wishes or desires, any blessings you would like to receive. Get clarity on that by being in the silence. And then Shiva Ratri falls a little later this week. Great time to meditate. So let's now come into a cat flow pose. Coming back to your mat, finding all fours, grounding the knees underneath your hips, and then walking them back just slightly so we get a little bit longer low back. Wait for the exhale. We'll round the back there. Inhale, flatten the back, bend the elbows a little, and just come with the heart, little descending to the earth. Not really an arch, but a lowering. Exhale to round. Inhale, and then back off. Heart sinks slightly. Chest stays open. And repeat, chin down to the chest as you exhale. Inhale and stretch the spine long. Dial your sitting bones back. Take a few more your own pace. Deep, easy breath, enjoying the breath process. Letting each inhale be like a celebration of life force in the body, which it is. How many days could we go with holding the breath? Not one, right? So let's make an effort to be with that breath a little more intentionally. And then coming to a flat back, drawing one foot to the back of your mat. We'll come forward and back. Inhale, back off. Exhale, stretching that calf and Achilles. Feel that Achilles tendon through the muscles of the calf. Rock it with your breath. Taking ujjayi sound to the breath. So let's make a ha on the exhale. And again, inhale through the nose, exhale ha. And now continuing that breath, change it out, please. With the mouth closed. And I know we've been over that before, but just in case anybody's new who's watching this recording, welcome to your Ujjayi breath. And this breath brings a lot of peace while energizing you from the inside outward, which is the most truthful, satya, truthful way to become energized is from the inside out rather than drinking that caffeine too much. Little's okay. Finding it from our breath force, let's come to a child's pose, bringing the knees down just a little bit wider, perhaps shoulder width, or if you have narrow shoulders like me, just a little bit to the outside of the shoulder. Bring big toes touch. Let's come forward with the hands and deep breath here. Inhale, fill up into the whole spine and back body. Exhale, front body softens down. Let it go. Repeat a few more times. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, letting go. And one more just like that. And I invite you to really be yourself with the breath today. Slowly back forward to all fours. Let's rock the cat flow back now. So exhale, seat to the heels, toes curled under if you can, otherwise tops of the feet down. Inhale, top of the knees, push up and look a little forward to where like the floor and the wall connect. Exhale, back. We'll just do 3 of these. Inhale and then let the inhale bring you forward. Maybe you lift the knees this one or keep them down. Exhale, knees down, seat to the heels. Let's take it into a downward dog flow. So inhale, come forward. Downward dog on the exhale, curl your toes under, lift the hips back. And picking up one foot and the other is to feel contact with the ball of the foot on the floor mat, whatever you're practicing on. And then taking it a little differently, drawing one leg high, taking it back down, drawing the other leg high, taking it back down, walking it out differently than we usually do. And if anything feels painful, if that didn't feel so good, maybe just doing here where you bend the knee and pick it up. Feel into your feet. Draw the hips back. We're going to come off this, walking forward to the fold at the front of the mat. I'm going to gather yoga blocks real fast and meet you at a fold in the front with either your blocks or books or pillows. Something other than hands can be a really nice thing, even if you're flexible. And soften down. We'll take a slow head roll here. Head going in a full circle around. And slow half lift, inhale, flat back. Fold down as you exhale. Another half lift. So tall blocks work nicely for this one. Really stack the spine forward. Exhale, fold down and feel like the weight of the world is invited to come off your shoulders. Little shoulder roll back. And we'll release hands from the blocks. Round up, chin to the chest, knees bent. Come to standing mountain pose. 3 big shoulder rolls back. Once you get to the top, bend knees, roll shoulders back. Bend knees, roll back. Bend knees, roll back. Good. And then a general shake out, little light shake out for a few seconds. It's starting to feel good, feel like yourself. Welcome a little bit of looseness to the body. And this, if you want to do this for 10 minutes a day with music or playing, this is a longevity practice. This is what is called, like in the shamanic tradition, shake energy. Let's take it a little side to side with a pivot. So feet apart, aim one way then the other. And then, okay, tap the heels, tap, tap, tap. Let's bring arms out and up, tap, 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 come closer. And then hands to the heart, samastitihi, standing in attention. And I would love for you to notice, where's your rib cage, where's your pelvis? For most of us, that pelvis is hinging forward. Bend the knees just slightly, dial inner thighs back. Draw the rib cage back above your iliac crest, front of the pelvis. And then draw the top back of your crown up to the sky from there. So feeling stacked. Then extend the legs. Feel the big toes root down and feel yourself pretty aligned here. Reaching up to Utthita Tadasana, high mountain. Deep breath in. We'll bend knees. Slowly fold back down to your blocks as you exhale. Let the chin relax down towards your body. Slow half lift. Breathe in. Sun A coming up. Exhale to fold. Blocks going beside the feet or fingertips. Let's take the right foot back to a low lunge. Breath in. And slowly exhale, front leg extends a little longer. Both knees can be bent throughout. Inhale, look forward. Bend the back knee down to the mat. Exhale, nice slow flow here. Keeping left hip beside the right. Inhale, back knee to the mat. Broaden the chest, and one more time, exhale to extend. Inhale to bend, moving blocks forward. In front of the short edge of your mat, hands plant. Downward dog, step back. Top of a push-up, wait for an in-breath, and then find yourself forward, either knees lifted or down. Deep breath, pause, broaden across your chest, and then exhale, lower knees or Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows are captured into the sides rather than out to protect your shoulders. Tops of the feet down. Let's root that pelvis down. Hands on the booty for a second. Feel the pelvis root. Feel your legs and tops of the toes even root. And then lift the heart and reach back behind you for a low cobra. Try it with hands placed down, and we'll roll one shoulder back at a time. Hands nice and wide on the floor beside you. Let your gaze follow the direction the shoulders rolling back. Nice watery flow, keeping that pelvis rooted. And then taking it to center, pushing hands under the shoulders, back through a child's pose, or straight back to downward dog as you like. Take a round of breath. One more full breath out to come to downward dog, please. And peeking at the knees. Are they dialing inward or outward? Try to dial them forward. Second toes beside your big toe forward. Let's take a breath here. 3 lions breaths. So lifting the heels as you inhale, tongue will be out. Eyes roll up as you exhale all the air out, cleansing the throat. Repeat, inhale, heels lift. Exhale, Simhasana, breath. And again, all the air out. Ooh, two more for good measure. And again, knees down to modify. Walking forward, front of your space. Let's find Uttanasana, fold. Hands on blocks is there for you. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and crown towards the earth. Let's pause, putting hands behind the calves. Not pulling too much deeper, but just giving support. And give a little head roll each direction here. Chair pose. So rocking to your heels now. You can even feel up the legs if you like. Feel the pelvis rooted. Navel draws back a little bit as you rise up. Let's take 3 breaths. Chin to the chest, arms back like wings with the exhale. Stay in your chair if you can, or standing. Inhale up to cactus, the arms wide. Exhale back like wings. Inhale, chest open. And one more, not arching the back. And then rise up to the sky. Breathe in, little side body stretch either way. Feel your pinky toes catch you down here. Inhale up to center. Other way, just taking every stretch, you guys, where it feels like a big yawn in the body, not over pushing. One more each way. Exhale, side body stretch, one arm down. Inhale back up. And other side. Feel that full breath into the lymph, into the lung. And then coming up to a high mountain pose, cactus the arms, smile looking upward. Send good messages to the brain here. We are a product of our choices. Focus on the sky element, the cosmic energy all around you and above you. Let's fold down to the earth. Feel connected under your feet. Slow half lift. Breath in. Prepare. Exhale to fold down. Blocks or fingertips frame your outer feet. Left foot back to our low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And we'll start our flow. First, take a breath, just root into the feet. As you're ready to exhale, front leg comes a little straighter. Take a fold, right hip beside the left, please. Inhale, put the back knee down. Broaden across your chest. Lift the gaze forward. Slow again, exhale back, hamstrings stretch. Maybe you can feel where the hamstrings connect towards the back of the pelvis. Inhale, heart lifts. And one more time, bowing on the exhale. Inhaling to bend the knees, taking the blocks forward. Downward dog, slide that right foot back, please. High plank pose. Dandasana means a staff pose, coming forward and putting the knees down or rocking a few breaths forward and back here with me. So either way, if knees are down, just come a little lift and lower instead. Elbows straight on back, so not out, since we're bearing the weight of the body. That could really compromise the rotator cuff. Or strengthen it by doing it correctly with your elbows above your wrists. Downward dog back as you exhale. And walk it out again, lifting one. Let's do a little butt kicks here. So kick your booty, and again, each side, a little different. Now looking back at the left foot, let's start with left foot leading the way. Warrior one, stepping the left foot forward, dialing the right foot flat. Coming up to feel your hands on your hips, walking the left foot over to the left just a little bit so you are in a hip width rather than on a tightrope, so to speak. And we'll take a heart kriya here. Deep inhale, arms wide, palms forward. Exhale, hands to your vision center, elbows connect, little hinge forward, draw the navel back. Inhale, open. Feel that back inner thigh. Strengthen the back leg by dialing back behind you. Could you feel your back foot flatten as you did that? Keep breathing here. Find the flow of your own breath. And the motion comes just after you initiate that breath. And again. And then taking hands to interlace on the front thigh. Just giving a little few pulses here. Reaching the right arm up to the sky, little up and over the head. Feel into the psoas line on the right. One more breath, reaching a little up and over. Remember, if this hurts your back, don't go so far. Also avoid arching. Deep breath. And then rise up, both hands high. Let's take it through our downward dog or a three-legged dog. Maybe that left foot comes through and back behind you, hips square. Toes point down. Top of a push-up. Breathing in Dandasana or single leg. Lower through Chaturanga Dandasana as you exhale. Heart lifts, breath in. Taking it back slowly to child's pose or downward dog as you exhale. 3 deep, easy breaths here. Filling up, picture you have big wings on your back. And as you inhale, you're stretching the webbing of those wings. And we'll slowly meet through all fours if you're in Balasana. Downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana as you exhale. Hips back, take a big breath. Looking back at the right foot leads the way. Virabhadrasana 1. Rooting down to come up, arms wide, inhale. You can walk that right foot to the right a little. Exhale, hands to the third eye, elbows touch. Inhale, pause, feel across the chest, open, open, open. Recactus. Exhale back, humbly, sweetly inward. And look at your back foot. Is it pointed like warrior 2 to the side? Impossible to scoop that hip forward. Try to point it more forward and keep going. 1 or 2 more rounds. Inhale, expansion. Exhale sweetly back to that peaceful centeredness. The more we can merge into the breath with yoga, the easier it is to meditate, whether you're doing that while you're going for a walk, or you have a seated formal practice, or when maybe you pause before you get up in the morning, or before you fall asleep at night to just really find silence. These are all great ways to meditate, or great timings to meditate. One more time. And let's take it to downward dog. Plant hands, step back. Dandasana, top of a push-up, breathing in. Let's take a cat flow moment though. First 3 breaths here. And we're gonna put the knees down. So first just rock forward and back. Find your strength. Then each knee down, round, exhale. Inhale to extend. And we're gonna do one more here and then switch it up a little bit, moving into breath into the rib cage. So what we will do is come around in a circle, first hovering horizontally, circling the rib cage above the floor. Take this the other way. So body forward, side, back, side. Again, forward, side, like you're going around the face of a clock. And now from all fours, side, low, side, curl and round through Vidalasana, cat. Side, lower. Head moves with the spine, side and round, other way. Side, scoop the chest down, side and round. And again, side, scoop, side, round. Ah, I want this to feel so delicious for you. And then coming back, downward facing dog. We'll do our traditional walkout now. So modify on all fours. Bend one knee and then the other. And notice, is one hip dropping to the floor or forward? Try to keep your hips aligned as you go. Look at your thumbs. Look at your index fingers. Spread the fingers wide and rest the weight underneath the palm on the inside of each palm, under that thumb and index finger. Even try lifting your pinky a second. Feel the weight really ground to the inner palms. Walking forward to a fold, to your blocks or fingertips down. And let's find chair pose. Bend knees. Coming up with an inhale. Hands to the heart. Let's twist. One elbow across opposite knee as you exhale. And hang out here. I want to give a modification. Up a little taller. Hands wrap the body. Feel those hips level. So either variation. And we'll inhale back to Utkatasana chair pose. Other way, exhale, prayer twist, or our little taller wrap, which can be a little more controlled way to twist. Either way, weight in the heels. We'll take another breath here. Great job, everybody. I can't see you, but I know you've got this. Inhale, giving it your best is enough. Back to chair. Exhale, standing in attention. Samastiti here. Exhale. And let's step it out to a big star pose. Look up and smile. Our practice of filling the nervous system with good vibrations, bringing down the symptoms of any itises running. Let's bring arms down, bend the knees, and twist it out. So yoga is, according to ancient yogis, practice of overcoming and removing the root of the dis-ease before it manifests as dis-ease. So probably one of the oldest wellness practices is what you're doing right now. And right now, wellness for digestion, feeling this twist from the navel upward as your hips stay pretty level. So I am pivoting the feet to move the hips. The hips are not actually twisting. They are because of the feet. Let's try it, keeping the hips really square now and coming into a goddess pose with the feet, hands onto your shoulders, bringing one shoulder forward, one shoulder back, one elbow forward, one elbow back. Just repeating this a few more times. Sinking a little lower in your squat, maybe. Good. And we'll take a big forward fold. First, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Hands low. Inhale. Wait, let's pause in our Shiva mudra. Right hand to blessing. Astadola in the left. Draw it across. So it's like a blessing and a transformation. I'm not sure if I mentioned that early. So big circle around from here and other way. Circle around. Just visiting that full range of torso motion. And then coming to legs a little straighter. If you have tight hamstrings, totally great to bend the knees. Finding a prop for under the head. Maybe that prop goes a few feet in front of you, like a triangle. And then bringing the feet forward facing, parallel to each other. Inhale out and up. Unlock the knees a little. Exhale, hands interlace behind the back if you can, or just go for holding the opposite elbows is great too. And then hands reach back. Here you can decide to stay with this reach, chest broad and forward, or bringing hands to the hips with me. So either with that interlace or down with the flat back, and use hands to draw the hip creases back slightly. Keep that flat back. Snake one hand to your belly if you aren't interlaced. Feel the muscles contain. And then when you're ready, bringing the hands to your prop. We'll start with a twist, putting one hand on the prop, opening the other arm to the sky. Deep inhale, keeping it fluid. Exhale, back down. Inhale to prepare. Notice how the blocks really make that back pretty flat. That's what we want. Hips stay square, not rising or falling. Coming down, and now putting your head onto your prop. You can also do this by putting your head on a pillow on a chair, which is in front of you. You have time to go get that now if you like. Walking the feet a little wider or keeping them where they are. You can use your hands to hold your prop in place. And I'd love for you to feel at the top of your head a slight pressure point here as you breathe. Create that ujjayi sound. Look at your thighs now. Can you draw those quads upward slightly off the kneecap? Even take a hand and massage that quad upward towards the hip crease. Hands back on the prop. And this is a wonderful reset to stoke digestive fire. Prasarita Padottanasana in Sanskrit. Take another breath. You can work up to a minute in this pose. If there's neck pain, don't use your hands and don't put so much pressure on your head, please. But this does bring, I'd also like to offer if you want to experiment with coming a little lower, we'll be here another 2 breaths. This does give a lot of the benefits of Sirsasana headstand without, some of the contraindications that could be possible for the neck with that. Take another breath. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of that pose, but maybe not on Zoom. Feet a little bit closer. Bend knees. We'll round and roll up. Back is rounded. Chin is low. Coming sequential spinal motion here. Bend the knees to ground through the pelvis. Pelvic bowl becomes centered as we round and roll up, hands on hips. Come back to our standing in attention, samastitihi. Take a breath, bringing your attention inward, closing the eyes, just a breath. Feel your body as more than just flesh, bones, and muscles. Feel the radiance of your whole being, soul connected to this form. Good. And reach up, inhale. Let's move on to our next sequence. I'm going to move blocks to the front of the mat. Deep inhale, reaching up. Exhale to fold back down. Fingers framing the feet. Taking the right foot back. High lunge. Rooting down into the front of one foot, the ball of the back. Bending the back knee a little as you rise up. You can take hands to square the hip first or right on up. We'll take an inhale here. Hands down by your sides as you exhale. Hands on hips. Bending the back knee. Curl the pelvis forward as you exhale. Inhale, press the legs straighter. So we'll do some pelvic tilts here. Inhaling to curl like in our cat pose when we round. Exhale, press back. And inhale, curl. And exhale, press back. If you're having trouble finding it, hand on the belly, hand on the sacrum. Feel that rock of your pelvic bowl. It can be a lot smaller just right here. And let's open it to warrior 2 as you exhale. So putting the front heel to intersect with the outer back arch, arms long, so from side view, pretty lined up. Now, one common fault is to jet ribs or head forward. Notice, can you feel your rib cage right above that pelvis again? Lower rib above. Find the head as part of that by bringing hands behind your head, please. And then expand. We'll touch the chest right around the collarbones, right below the collarbones. Come outward and front arm high, breathing in. Resting hand on the back leg or on the low back. Feel length in your low back. And with an exhale, hinging the opposite direction. Using the front hand to track that knee right over the ankle. Elbow if you want to come deeper. What we're going for is a long line, outer back foot through the top fingers. So with elbow, if you're not finding that or if it feels strain on the inner thigh, please do come to your hand, bend the elbow. Inhale, rise. Front arm to the sky. Feel, did the head jut forward? Double chin it a little. Bring it back. Align those rib cage above the pelvis. And now move a few times at your leisure. I want you to free up the arms. Own independent expression. Unlike mine, just feel how you feel. Breathe here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. And one more each. Inhale, arise. And exhale, extend. And let's take it straight on into the other side. So just swap out your feet. And then aligning knee over ankle. Check your head. Head is right above the sacrum. And lower ribs are not jutting out. In fact, everybody go like this a little with your ribs. Let's smooth them in and down. So telescoping inward and also down. Feel it above the pelvis. Reach back to your warrior 2 and we'll come up first, breathing in and extended side angle as you exhale. And inhale, expand upward. Exhale, Parsva Konasana. Feel tall as you go. Can you get a little taller in this transition in between the postures? Free arms now. Find your own expression. Taking a few more rounds, each posture. And one more round. Each posture, please. Feel your own expression. And we'll take it staying on this side. Let's rise up, crescent lunge, swiveling the back heel to lift. Bring hands to the hips. Feel the hips are both tracking forward now. We'll do our pelvic tilts. Exhaling, bend the back knee. Draw the tailbone a little bit tucked under, so to speak. It doesn't technically do that in anatomy. And then inhale back to neutral. So inhale, maybe the heel presses back. Exhale, curl. And this is a great release. The psoas line. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Which reminds me, we need to take one arm high here in a second. Let's do a few more. And I think we skipped a part of a sequence earlier in this class. But that's okay. We'll add it in now. So taking hands to interlace on the front thigh. Take a little warrior 2 foot for a second, or warrior 1 foot for a second, rooting down the outer edge. So we can mirror the other side. And actually switch out your legs because it's left arm up and over on this side. Pretty sure. No, right arm up and over. Actually, switch back, you guys. Sorry. Switch back to the original legs. Right foot forward, please. Left arm up and over. And I'm going to stick with this decision right here. So stretching from the outer back foot through the psoas line where it's all wrapping around in front of the hip and leg and pelvis connection and up and over. Good. Pulse a little forward and back. And you've got this for 3, 2, last big breath. Let's take it reaching up high, back to a crescent lunge. Ball of the back foot lifts. Downward dog, planting hands. Ease back. Finding top of a push-up. Breathe in. Knees or chaturanga. Breathe out. Elbows kissing the sides of the body. Inhale, heart lifts. 3 big shoulder rolls here. Coming low like me or a little higher, but reaching your tailbone towards the heels. Reaching your toes back. One more roll. And then pushing back through a rounded spine a moment. Stacking up for a camel pose. Inviting you to put a prop either side of your calf. Optional. Totally unnecessary. And we will find that pelvic rocking again. Standing on the knees right underneath. Your outer side of the leg is totally parallel. Rising up like 2 trees from the earth. We'll keep those trees steady. Little rock of the pelvis, spine neutral front of the pelvis. Feel the lower rib. Feel the pelvic bowl. And lift. Notice how you can rise and lower that a little. Inhaling to rise. Exhale, lower. And then with hands, fingers tracking downward on your low back, on the sacrum. Draw elbows and shoulders back. When you're ready, let an inhale lift this center of top of the chest to the earth. And also feel a rise from the back of the heart up to the sky. Don't take it too far. Be where you can breathe. And maybe you look up towards where the ceiling and wall meet, or up towards the sky element. Deep breath. Fill with vigor, life force with the inhale. And that peace and calm on the exhale, one more breath. Strasana. And now crown to the sky. Let's do a little head roll, bringing hands to root down by your sides, please. Nice and low. Slow head roll around in case the neck got a little bit funky on that one. No problem if we recalibrate. Doesn't have to be an issue. Other way, rotate. Reaching down, reaching down, reaching down. Oh, okay, and then to a forward fold. Taking your hands down, please. Just walking it into an easy fold, Uttanasana, block under you or plane. And slow half lift, breathe in. Let's find length. Bend your knees. Exhale, fold back down. Rounding to roll up to stand. Feel the weight transfer strongly to your feet. Find those tree trunks becoming the whole leg now. From roots in the feet on up. We will take a tree pose next. I'm going to tip the screen just a little bit for this. And now putting weight into your left foot, propping the right ball of the foot on your side. Look to one point, please, for balance. Hands on hips. We'll just lower and lift. Sliding your back down a wall. Front knee bends forward. This little side knee points to the corner. Roll shoulders down and back. We can stick with this. I want you to work right here if your balance is challenged. Hips not swaying. Otherwise, coming to the calf. There's not a right way to do this, you guys. The right way is the way you can breathe. You can even be on the ball of the foot if you want. Many variations possible. Let's try our Shiva mudra. Once you've got your balance, right hand to a blessing, left hand to the resting maiden. Draw it across. So we're here. Come up high or stay where you are. Couple deep breaths. I'm just inching to the side. Blare the computer. And then hands out and down on the exhale, up through center as you breathe in, or parking them on hips or hands to prayer at the heart. Your expression. Just a few more breaths here. One way to bring peace and calm and clarity into the body is to practice Vrksasana, tree pose. Good, and we'll hug that knee forward. Little shift. Circling out the ankle. See if you can invite your shoulders up, down, and back. And stepping it back for a warrior one. So just drawing that right foot back, left foot forward. Square off the hips forward if you can. And we'll come up for a humble warrior. So first, rising, inhale. Exhale, hands behind the heart. Heart lifts as you breathe in. And now pinning that right hip crease forward. Coming down either with your hands in an interlace or deciding to bring them down to blocks or the mat. Framing the foot. Both are good choices. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, surrender, crown to the earth. This is a great asana to work with to surrender expectations. Remembering that in yoga, in love, in life, always better to try to enjoy the place you're in right now than to move into the future. What will happen? Who cares? We'll just be with it right now. Let's come slowly back up to the sky. Virabhadrasana 1. Deep inhale. And now making a cobra. So Shiva wears cobras. Let's scoop forward like this a few times. Exhale, inhale, open. This little cobra, scoop forward. Inhale, open, and one more. And coming up, let's just take it right into tree pose the other side, propping the opposite foot. Hands plunge to the hips. Demi-plies, which means half lowering, with one heel placed against the ankle of the other foot. Up and down into your tree pose, or staying with that rise and fall. Working on that tall spine is a great way to build that plumb line throughout the body awareness. Finding your tree pose, bringing left hand, we'll do for yoga, the way that isn't done in dance. Left hand giving the Om sound. Right hand to Astadola, bringing it across. Lift through the chest. Ah! And smile. It's the best way to give a blessing is to smile too. Deep breath. Bringing the arms to the sky, hips, your choice. And let's do that cobra here. And scoop back and behind you, forward. Fine with your breath. So if you go to a museum or in Indian art, you can see there's some deities that have like a whole bunch of cobras surrounding all above their head. And that's an element of representing sustaining, or Lord Vishnu. Good. And then hugging the knee forward, little ankle circles. Draw the chest towards the sky. Don't shut the ribs. Bring those rib cage back as you find warrior one, placing that left foot behind you. Coming up with an in-breath, deep inhale. Try to square that left hip forward beside the right. Exhale, interlace behind. Go for that opposite finger on top if you like. Inhale, heart rises. Humble warrior, variation of warrior one. Coming forward. Exhale with hands on the earth or keeping that interlace, your choice. But really bringing awareness or even a hand to that right hip crease. Drawing the hip back beside the other one so we have hip alignment correct. Deep breath. We're going to switch it up this side, you guys. One more breath here. Think of letting go of outcomes of future and past, of the chains of the past. The past is gone. Finding a block for the next pose. Putting that block just to the outside of your right leg, please, and hip. We will come to a half pigeon flow, but I want to say if you have a compromised knees at all, coming on your back, crossing the right ankle over the left knee here is advisable, and I'll come closer, or coming with me to a half pigeon flow instead by putting your prop down. We're here, walking that foot over to the side a little bit and finding the right amount of prop for underneath your right hip. And we will dome up the hands, back knee points down, and exhale, round and roll down, round and roll back up as you breathe in. So feeling any discomfort, feel free to pull this front foot back a little bit towards the pelvis. That might relieve it. Exhaling down. Inhale, fill your belly up to your chest, please. Even you can look a little high. Exhale, empty chest as it descends. Empty the belly. And if you are in figure 4 on your back, same way. Full yogic breaths. Filling and emptying like a glass of water. Let's take one more round and then maybe a block in front to land on. So I would love for you to put your hands onto forehead onto a prop rather. Something like this, or maybe just staying up a little higher out of it is working for you better. Whichever is best. I think I'll go for tall block. And take some breaths in your Ekapada Brajakapottanasana, half pigeon pose. And we can build up to 18 or so breaths here in a longer practice. For now, let's take one more full breath in. Full breath out. Tune into your Ujjayi breath. If it's gone, just lean back into it this breath. Deep inhale. Ha with the mouth closed. Walking back to the hands. Let's change out to the other side by coming to the outside of that hip and just sweeping the right leg back, left hip forward, placing a prop underneath that upper thigh, right where it's connecting to the pelvis. And then rising and falling here, doming up the palms, coming down on the exhale, round and roll up. Picture that and experience that sequential spinal motion like our cat flow. Like all our all fours flows from earlier, put them into motion in our half pigeon. Exhaling down, rounding to roll back up on the inhale. Or figure for the other side, of course. Please always balance your sides. Notice which side is feeling more tight, which is more free. And in your home practice later, you can revisit that tight side, spend just a few more breaths there later, and you'll start to notice that in time, that practice does truly bring balance. Taking it down to a block, your next exhale, or sticking with up a little higher will definitely deepen the stretch. So don't come too low too fast. Deep breaths, though. Let go with a big sigh as you exhale. So deep breath in and letting go, sending a message to the brain that now is a great time as we're accessing a deep hip stretch, as we're opening the biggest muscles in the body. This is a great time to do it again. To let go at the jaw completely, let that masseter muscle relax. Command on the shoulders. Now is a great time to relax. Feel space between the shoulders and the ears. Our last two big ujjayi breaths. Breathing in. Out with the closed mouth, ha. And again, filling up. Emptying chest and belly with your ha. One more for good measure. Deep inhale. And exhale. Slowly rising back to your hands. Sweeping the legs to come forward, coming onto your back. We'll do a little core work together. So coming down, planting the feet, and come just a little bit closer. You're doing awesome. Almost time for Shavasana. We'll sneak a little core work, and we'll just take a second. We'll do arch and flatten. So inhale, navel lifts a little. Roll the seat towards the heels. Exhale to flatten. Allow the pelvis to roll upward towards the knees. Back relaxes to the mat. Let it relax. Inhale, arch. Exhale to flatten. And now lifting the head up, taking one leg to the sky, holding behind it. You can do this with head down or up towards the sky, other leg long, and we'll do Pilates yoga kicks. We'll go exhale, exhale, change. 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 Dynamic hamstring stretch and the core ignites. Change. 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 Pull, pull, change. Coming to that light boundary. Change. Two more each side. Pull, pull, change. Curl the tailbone and neck up towards the sky, or you can be right down here. And last one, and taking the head sequentially back down, one leg down at a time. And I would love to take you into a supported fish pose next. So putting a prop behind the chest, a prop behind the head. Carefully, when you're ready, take your time to find your prop. It's time to get a pillow. Carefully coming down to put one right behind your shoulder blades, one right behind the head. And feet can come together, knees open, Supta Baddha Konasana variation with Matsyasana, or taking the legs long, more traditional here, pointing the toes, seeing what it feels like with the top of the head down, or keeping it on your prop is optional. Take a breath here. Lifting the heart to the sky. Exhale, feel a letting go in your body. Heavy on your prop. Inhale, breath rises to the peak of the heart. Exhale, let it go. And inhale, filling up with prana, with life force. Exhale, letting it be. Be yourself. A few more breaths. Breathing organically here. Light ujjayi sound. Let's see what it's like to just emerge the ujjayi breath from a natural breath with like 50% less force than your usual ujjayi breath. And now optional to take hands over the head or over your head onto a block for a little less. And have a big reach, toes to the fingertips. We will take hands by the side, bend the knees, bring them together if they were apart, rolling off onto your side, please. And then taking your body down, let's take the hands to cross onto opposite knee, and we will take the knees in circles. I don't think we've done this yet on Zoom, so this is kind of fun. It's a new day. Circle the knees in circles using your hands. And this is a wonderful shoulder and hip stretch integration. Nice and slow is the most therapeutic. Deep breath. Circle the other way. I don't know if I can even do that. Draw circles with the knees on the ceiling. Opposite hand on top here. And we'll take it to legs up the wall, legs high. Take a light massage with your fingertips, influencing the lymph, which is right under the surface of your skin. So it should feel like little chills. Give the legs and arms a little shake. And now we will finish with a wonderful supine twist. And I know we always finish with this many times, but it is a very safe twist. And the pelvis is more aligned than many other twists. So coming to stretch out long, right knee into the chest, feet a little flex. Pulse a few times and release. Exhale, pull in. You can be behind the thigh to protect your knee. And release. And last one, pull in. And now taking opposite hand to the knee, right arm out to the side. Cross your knee across, either gazing at the sky or over towards your right fingers. 3 deep, easy breaths. Feel the earth under you as you exhale. Give your troubles, worries, and stresses down into the element of the earth to be neutralized. Just by picture them seeping into the body like a plant being watered, or from the body down into the soil. One more big breath. And then switching out the legs, unwind to center, taking the opposite thigh in, squeeze that lefty down as you exhale. And again, you can be back here to not put pressure on that knee. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, nice hip flexor release here. Let it go. And last one, draw in. Opposite hand to the knee. Let's come across for our supine twist. Bottom foot towards the bottom knee. Make a 4 with your legs. Bring it across. And deep, easy breath here. Let go. As you exhale, feel like you are really tuning into a part of yourself that is very relaxed, very raw. Opposite of war is spells raw. So don't be at war with yourself. Take another deep, easy breath. Experience your rawness, the source of your inner beauty. And slowly we'll unwind, hugging both knees in. Have a little side to side sway before Shavasana, our most important of all the poses. So please stay with me for Shavasana. Even if you're a little late for something, you will be nourished and receive the benefit of your practice more. So covering up with a blanket is one option here. Putting on some socks or whatever. And then coming down to rest as you're ready. Nice stretched out pose. Allowing the legs and arms to find some space, palms to the sky. And allow yourself to have some big exhales out the mouth to settle. Back sinks to the earth. Legs to the earth. Arms and head sink down. Feel face soften as you realize the sky above you, above the ceiling, if you're indoors. And feel the vast expanse of the sky in all directions. And as you rest, your awareness starts to merge with that vast sky. You become one with the sky. Because you can feel that support of the earth under you. Bravely open to the full sky on the whole body. Letting go. Continue to rest and let peace fill into your face and body in all ways. Drop anything else going on, and right now come into the deepest state of peace and relaxation in your third eye center, behind the brow center. And continue to rest, letting go all efforts for a few moments. Give yourself that gift. Picturing the vast sky once more, we'll rest another moment together. Picturing the earth wrapped below the body, the sky above the body, and be an innocent child in between, knowing that as we come out of this practice, the past is completely behind us. So, right now, let's dedicate to being together in this moment, or whatever moment, if you're watching this recording, being in that moment. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes slowly. Allow the breath to organically deepen. Do not rush. Stay in Shavasana longer, tuning me out. Or start to roll your shoulders back. Taking the arms to a T at your sides or over the head on the floor. We'll rotate the wrists and the ankles a few turns, stimulating the pericardium around the heart. Circling the other way, all four, both hands, both feet, round and round. And then bending the knees to roll onto your side. We'll make our way back, but first a little rest. Pausing between our being time and doing time. And with practice, that being time seeps into the doing time, bringing more peaceful living. And then taking the top palm to press front of your chest. Come up slowly when you're ready. And I will stop the recording in a moment for those with me live on Zoom. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me for this recording, whatever time you're here. We'll close with Padma Mudra together and an Om sound together. So opening the three inner fingers, connect at the root of your palm, pinkies and thumbs. And a deep inhale. And sealing hands together, bringing them up to your vision center. And I bow to light in you. Namaste. And have such a beautiful day and peace, whatever time of year. And I will stop the recording. Thanks, everybody.